Lauren, I'm so glad that you came back this week. I guess a good place to start any session is really just checking in on your mood and really how you're feeling today.
Yeah, I'm good, I guess. Just there's always some kind of shit going on, but
But feeling pretty good today.
mm-hmm.
What do you think is making you feel good today?
um, my boyfriend sent me a really nice text message this morning.
Oh, nice. So it just kind of set your day off the right way.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
And you're here, which is great. It's you continuing to focus on that goal. And I just want to review what that big goal is that we've kind of made is for you to maintain sobriety so that you can.
That's hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
Being on probation's harder though.
Yeah, and so that's another part of it, right? You want to get off probation, you want to maintain your attendance and your sobriety so you can get off probation and graduate high school. So you've got some big goals ahead of you.
Yes.
There's some things that are going really well, like you've mentioned. And so we're just going to hack away at that a little bit at a time. Okay? So really what I'm going to do with you right now is kind of set our agenda for today.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to say, this is the thing I want to focus on today, I want you to tell me what that would be.
I guess just really keeping up what I've been doing and making sure that I'm doing what I need to do to get off my probation. Mm-hmm. Kind of I had an issue with my mom, and that's kind of really thrown me off. I missed school Monday. So.
Okay. So maybe the agenda for today, since you are doing well with the sobriety piece of that bigger goal, what if we focused on your attendance at school today for our agenda?
I'm kind of my PO is like a private investigator. She knows everything I do. So I know she's going to find out that I missed school one day. She's going to yell at me, but she doesn't even know, what happened. But she's still going to be a bitch and just be annoying.
Well, let's start there with our update. Why don't you tell me what happened Monday?
Well, I was out with my boyfriend. We weren't doing anything bad. I could pee in a cup right now. We weren't doing anything bad. Mm-hmm. But I was late for curfew. 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. Maybe I could have texted my mom, but 15 minutes is not a big deal, okay? So I get home, and she starts yelling at me, and, she's just being a bitch, and I can't stand when she does that. She doesn't even see that I'm not smoking pot, I'm not doing any hardcore drugs, I'm not drinking. It was 15 minutes, okay? And so I was just really frustrated, and that night I couldn't sleep because I was just so angry, and I couldn't, calm down, and I couldn't smoke, I couldn't drink, so it was just and I couldn't sleep, and so I just didn't go to school.
Okay. So you guys get in a big fight Sunday night. Mm-hmm. And just kind of stewed over that for a while. Mom wasn't really letting up. You weren't really letting up. You weren't able to sleep, and then you missed school the next day.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Missed the bus. Yeah.
And I wasn't about to try and find a ride. That's too much.
Yeah. And it sounds like you don't really want to talk to Mom about helping you get there.
No.
Just with everything.
She'd probably be like, I've got your sisters to take care of.
Okay. Well, I think that brings us back to... I'm glad that we got that update. Kind of sets the tone for what our session needs to be. Mm-hmm. Before we dig right into that and kind of starting to focus on that really in depth, I want to review the homework that I gave you last week. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, that automatic thought log thing.
Yeah, were you able to do that?
Yeah, I did it.
Okay. Tell me about that. Tell me some of the thoughts that popped up.
Some of them were just getting in fights with my boyfriend, and he doesn't love me, and we're talking about moving in, and if he doesn't love me, he won't want to move in with me. School, I'm never gonna pass this exam, I'm never gonna stay clean, I'm never gonna get off probation, it's impossible. Especially where I work, it's so hard to not drink or not do drugs because everybody, so it's I can't stay clean. I'm never going to get off probation. I'm not like good enough. I'm just screwing everything up.
So one thing we worked on really hard last week was how to, when those thoughts come back, what to do with them. We talked about challenging them and kind of answering them back. Were you able to do that in any of those circumstances this week when you had that, when you were keeping that log?
Yeah.
What were some of the answers that you remember giving back to those?
Well, like with my boyfriend, I mean, if he didn't love me, he wouldn't continue to talk to me, you know, and on my exam I actually passed. I mean, it was like a 73, but that's still
So it sounds like you used some evidence that was contrary to those thoughts and used that to challenge those. That's really great, Lauren. That's really great progress.
Thanks.
I think that's really good. So if we were to go back to our agenda, focusing on your attendance at school.
Yeah.
I'd like to start with that scenario you were giving me earlier about that big fight that you had with Mom. Yeah.
Oh, God.
So if you were to say, this is why I got in a fight with Mom, what would you say? And do you mind if I take some notes?
Go for it.
Okay.
I think it's almost like the same thing that happens with my boyfriend. Like, I'm impossible to live with. Like, even, you know, my mom has said stuff that makes me feel like I'm impossible to live with. Like, I can't get along with anybody. You know, I'm screwing up everything at home. Nobody wants to be around me. So that's kind of like what I've been dealing with.
Well, what I want to do in our session today is kind of focus on that reason that you gave me. I'm impossible to live with. And I want to help you maybe find some alternatives of why that fight happened. Okay, so, and I'm going to write these things down and then we're going to do something with them at the end. Okay, so if you were to think back on that night, think about everything that was going on, what are some other reasons? And you named a few in your scenario. You named a few already. What are some other reasons why you and Mom got in that fight?
On Sunday. And I really feel like it's me, but...
Well, and it might be something that you did, but it might not be...
Well, I know Mom got pulled over that morning for speeding and got a ticket.
Okay.
And my stepdad, Gary, was really mad about that.
Okay.
And they got in a fight over that. So maybe she was in a bad mood about that.
All right. That's a good reason.
Oh, and this is funny.
What?
My dog jumped on the Christmas tree and knocked it over. And Mom was pissed.
I bet.
All her hard work and ribbons were gone. Like, just squished.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
That would have made me mad, too.
Yeah, probably me, too. I didn't help put it up, so it didn't bother me that much.
You think that might have been a reason why you guys fought?
That didn't help?
Okay.
Maybe. I didn't think of that.
Okay.
She probably just didn't want me around, though.
Okay.
She probably, if it wasn't the dog, it was me that would have screwed it up. So probably better think it was the dog than me.
Okay. Okay. I want to go back to something you said earlier about what kind of started the fight. Do you remember what that reason was?
Oh, 15 minutes.
Okay. And is that something that happens all the time?
Yeah, but like normally if I'm like running late, I'll text her. But this time I didn't.
Okay.
So that
and there are other times that you haven't missed curfew.
Right.
You have really tried hard to not miss curfew.
And really, I mean, that's the majority of the time. I guess I just kind of, it's like this automatic stuff thought. I really only think about the bad things I do. Because you're right. I mean, I've done really well getting home on time.
Yeah. So one time doesn't have to be all the time. Is really what It sounds like you're saying.
Yeah.
So forgot to text mom, I think, was part of it too.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other reasons why you guys fought that day?
Well, I don't think I was in the best mood, like PMS and stuff.
Okay. That's a good reason. You said that the reason why you guys fought is I'm impossible to live with. And that sounds like it's pretty... It sounds like you kind of accepted that as a rule for you and maybe not for everybody else. Like, in a way, when you're saying I'm impossible to live with, you're also saying there are other people that aren't impossible to live with. Like, it's possible to live with other people. So do you think those other people have problems like yours? Do you think...
Like with their like with people?
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, actually, my sister got in an argument with my mom. And because I guess I just never really think about other people having issues.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, my friends have issues with their mom. I mean, or their parents, or whoever takes care of them.
Okay.
Of like curfew. Like that's, because I know a couple of my friends that have gotten grounded for missing curfew. So I guess it wouldn't just be,
So it sounds like that's a problem for a lot of families. Arguments about curfew. Okay. And maybe arguing in general is sometimes part of being a family. Okay.
Or being a person.
Okay. Because I've heard you say before that your family is the most dysfunctional one on the universe.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it sounds like you're not satisfied with some of those dysfunctions, and that's okay. We always want to get better, but it is important for you to say what you're saying now, is that elements of that are in every family. They don't have to be the predominant thing.
Yeah, kind of like that thing that I always think the bad things about myself instead of some of the rule. What you said about a rule. Yeah.
Good. So you've come up with several reasons right now. So do you know what a pie chart is? What's that?
It's like a circle that you divide up.
Kind of like pie.
I
Right.
wish it was pie.
I wish it were pie too. If it were pie, what kind would it be for you?
Pumpkin.
With girl after my own heart.
Ton of Cool Whip.
I got you. Okay.
Actually, Cool Whip with some pumpkin pie.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do?
That's a janky circle.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna name off these reasons.
Okay.
And I want you to decide how much of this pie that reason makes up. Does that make sense?
Of these 6.
Yeah, so I'm going to read them off to you.
Okay.
And you can phrase them in whatever way you want to. Like, you can abbreviate them. But I want you to decide, this is the biggest or smallest reason why we got in this argument that day. Until the whole pie is filled up.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, number 1 is missing curfew for sure.
Okay.
That's the big one. You want me to do?
I want you to draw it.
Okay. I made fun of your circle. Don't make fun of my pie.
I won't. No making fun. No judgments here.
Do I need to put curfew? You want me to write curfew on here? Or what if I just put the number 4?
That'll work. Okay. Mom got pulled over that morning, got in a fight with stepdad. Was in a bad mood.
I would say that's equal responsibility of the number 1.
Okay. The dog knocked over the Christmas tree.
I'll give it that much. Number 2.
I didn't help clean up. Okay. I was PMSing.
Yeah, I probably am not actually really PMSing. So I'll get that tiny.
Okay.
Sometimes I just use that as an excuse.
Yeah, it's good to note. Arguing is part of being a family.
Okay. Well, my pie is a little off. I'm gonna make 4 bigger.
Okay.
Actually, right. This is 4. I'll just do this.
All right.
And make 1 bigger. And do lines across. Okay. So arguing, because that's a big one.
Okay. So look at your pie.
Yeah.
Do you remember the initial reason that you gave me for being in a fight with Mom?
That, like, belief thing you were talking about, like, that I'm impossible to live with.
Mm-hmm. How much do you believe that now, looking at your pie? That is true, and that is why you guys have so much conflict.
I mean, I guess not really. There's a lot of factors that go into that.
Would you be able to put a percentage on it? Like, this is how much I think this is true.
Like 10% maybe.
Wow. That jumped down a lot from 100% to 10%. Well, you did a really good job with that assignment.
Thanks.
So we're coming to the end of our session,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of want to summarize what we talked about today. Our agenda was to focus on your attendance of school.
Mm-hmm.
And one way that we did that is kind of looking at what prevents you from attending school.
Mm-hmm.
And I think from what you've told me, one thing that really fueled that argument with Mom was that belief I'm impossible to live with, and kind of letting that weigh you down so much that you didn't get any sleep and didn't go to school. Okay. So one thing that you did with me is you did what I call a responsibility pie, and trying to determine the reasons for that fight and really challenging that core belief that I'm impossible to live with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or I shouldn't say challenge, maybe looking for other alternatives, to that belief. You came to a point where you said, maybe that's not as true as I think that it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we're able to look at some other things going on in yours and Mom's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want you to do this week as your homework is I want you to do one of these for yourself. When that belief comes up, I'm impossible to live with, whatever that situation is, I want you to create your own pie of the things going on in that situation, some alternatives that might be true. Does that make sense?
If I do this, will you bring me a pie?
I will bring you pumpkin pie.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Lauren. You did really good work today.
Thank
And
you.
I will see you next week
With a pumpkin pie.
with a pumpkin pie.
Okay.